bigs and littles in this audience, so I feel a little bad saying this, but I have the best big sister in the whole world. Her name's Gina. She's spontaneous, she loves to travel, and she doesn't take no for an answer. And that has helped me more times than I can count. My big sister Gina can't be here today, but I'm so excited to tell you about her and everything that she and Big Brothers Big Sisters means to me. When I told my friends that Big Brothers Big Sisters asked me to speak at an event in the Crystal Tea Room, they went nuts. They know how much I love this organization. They sent me text messages and called to tell me what to say, how to talk, and to wish me luck. That was a little embarrassing. So needless to say, I'm thrilled to be here. Let me back up and tell you a little about myself. I'm 20 years old, and I'm a security guard with Securitize. I work a few blocks from here. I work the night shift now, which means that in 5 hours, I will go to bed, while all of you are wishing you could take an afternoon nap. I was born in Philadelphia, and I'm happy to be living and working here today. Although that would change this summer, but I'll tell you a little more about that later. When I was about 6 years old, my grandmother started taking care of me. I was living with her in Cheltenham because my mother and father were unable to take care of me. My grandmother was a foster mother, so she had other children who were older than me to take care of too. She signed me up for Big Brothers Big Sisters so I can have someone to hang out with. When I first met my big sister Gina, I remember thinking she was really nice. But what I liked best was that she owned her own hair salon, and I love doing hair. After a few years, things with my mother became more stable, and I moved to the Poconos to live with her. The separation from my big sister Gina was really hard, but we stayed in touch. She called me every week. We got together every summer when I visited Philadelphia. Staying in touch with her was so important to me. I knew I could rely on my big sister Gina. My mom and I moved back to Philadelphia when I was 14, and my big sister Gina was the first person I went to see. At the same time, I also started hanging out with my cousin. She wasn't on the right road, and she wasn't the best influence on me. At one time, I was thinking about not going to college and just having fun. Well, my big sister Gina put an end to that. She encouraged me to do more. One thing about my big sister Gina is that you will never catch her on a bad day. She's automatically doing something to solve problems instead of getting down about them. I never used to focus on anything, really, but after seeing how Gina planned things out and how well that worked, well, she's the reason I am so organized now, especially with finances. I hate to admit it, but at one point, I was having a bad time with credit cards, and my big sister Gina was the one who helped me consolidate and get out of trouble. She was always there when I needed her, and that has made all the difference in the world. My big sister Gina came from a neighborhood just like mine, Juniata Park. But until I met her, I didn't really know that it was possible to live in this kind of neighborhood and become successful. But when I began thinking about it, it all started to connect. Gina worked hard and made a place for herself. She started and ran her own business. She's putting her daughter through college and is now in England, while her daughter studies abroad there. That's why she can't be here today. All of this was possible for her because she worked hard and never gave up. She was successful, and part of that success meant giving back. Now all of my dreams are possible too because she believed in me. That's why kids need mentors. Having a big brother or big sister makes a difference, and I'm an example of that. With my big sister Gina's help, I worked really hard and got in school. I wanted to go to Penn State, but they put me on a waiting list. I was a little discouraged. Like I said, my big sister Gina doesn't take no for an answer. So she told me she was going to write a letter and send it to Penn State. I thought it was really nice of her, but honestly, I never thought it would work. A few weeks later, I got a letter from a counselor at Penn State saying that I was accepted. It also said how moved the counselor was by a letter from my big sister. I told Gina she was downright crazy for getting me into the school. I was so excited. I told her how much I loved her, and I asked for a copy of that letter. What the heck did she write? I went to Penn State for a while, then decided to work full-time and go to school online. So I worked 40 hours a week as a security guard and spent 8 to 10 hours on schoolwork. This has been my life for the past few years. I'm so proud to say that next month, I'm going to graduate from college with a major in psychology and a minor in social work. And I was also accepted to Adelphi University, where I plan to go and get my master's degree in social work. It's one of the #1 schools for that program. I'm so excited to graduate next month and move to New York City. Adelphi's campus is near Times Square. I've been saving up for a long time so that for the first time in my life since I was 16 years old, I'll be able to just go to school for at least 1 year without working full-time. So in the next month, I'll be packing my bags, headed to New York City. Master's degree, here I come. My big sister Gina is so very proud. I need her support along the way. And now with her help, I'm fulfilling my dreams.